A familiar presence watching from the shadows. Hey, I'm not liking that! What's happening? It's the friggin' mask! What the hell? Hello everyone, XFalcon here, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Tokyo Dark. So last episode is pretty much about us in Kabukicho and meeting the head of the Mifune Yakuza family, which is named, what was her name again? Was it Kazumi? Why am I forgetting? But yeah, her with her dragon tattoos, we had to get information from her, and so we were taken to her forcefully, and yeah, a lot of stuff happened, as well as that also led to us finding about Higashi, who was I guess the abuser of Reina before, because this so-called Higashi tried to use Reina as a source of money by using her to be an idol and all other sorts of shady stuff. And so yeah, we found Higashi's body. He's dead, and presumably he was killed by Reina. And so now we're done with that part. We discovered a bit about Reina's horrible past, and so our next destination would be Kamakura in order to discover more about the mask that we currently have and its connection to Reina and the dark. But anyway, I'm not liking this place at all, especially the Kawana's place. I came here to find out about the mask, but there's something I've got to do first. 6 months ago, I sent one girl to the morgue and very nearly killed another. Since then, I'd thought of coming here to apologize to my Kawana countless times, but couldn't will myself to see her and be faced with my failure. I think of the fear and hurt in her eyes, and I feel nothing but shame. For my own peace of mind, I need to tell her the truth about that day, and about how I lost control. Hopefully she can find it in herself to forgive me enough to help me with my investigation of the mask. Wait, it's fall. Why are the cherry blossoms blooming? It's like nothing's changed since that day. Whoa. That's already not good. Anyway, before we continue, let's see if the guard's here. Is he? Yep, he's here. I was reading the papers and I saw your picture, and then I saw that picture on the TV news, and maybe the 7chan message boards after I looked you up. I'm sorry, I was curious. I remembered meeting you and couldn't believe it. It's like I met a celebrity or something. Oh, of course it's not good or anything, but you know, you never know who you'll meet in this business. Everyone always seems so unassuming. I mean, that's not to say any of it was your fault or anything. Okay, just shut up now. Okay, so the message boards are pretty bad. There's a lot of bad stuff on there, like wow. Pretty wild stuff. Are you done? Oh, right. Sorry. Yes. Hello. Again. And so, cherry blossoms. Yep, that's the very first thing we notice. What's going on with the weather here? It's fall. Why are the cherry blossoms out? It's beautiful, isn't it? There's a species of cherry tree, the Prunus subhirtela autumnalis, that sometimes blooms twice a year. At least, that's what it says online. Would have thought we'd have them here in Kamakura. Well, I say Kamakura, but they only seem to be in this part of town. And yup, that's definitely not a good omen. Lucky, huh? A cherry blossom tree that blooms in fall? I've never seen it. Are you sure you've got your facts straight? It seems impossible. Impossible? Do you doubt my botany expertise? Do you even have any expertise in the first place? Impossible would be if the seasons started reversing themselves, don't you think? Yeah, it certainly feels that way. Huh? You say something? Why the glum face? Anyway, I hope you take advantage of the weather and go for a picnic or something. The blossoms are so peaceful. Don't they put your mind at ease? No, they don't. So let's talk more. Let's talk about Mai and stuff. Is Mai's grandmother still at that house near here? You want to see her? Well, she is still around, I suppose. I see the comings and goings of all the people around here. I don't see her getting out much though. Oh, yes, that reminds me. When you were last here in April, did she, I don't know, give you something? I'm not accusing you, of course, I heard that there was an important artifact that went missing last spring. Kawana is old and losing her faculties a bit. Maybe she gave it to you by mistake. Yup, she definitely gave us something, which led to all our nightmares. Can you remember anything like that? Yes, I do. The mask. Oh, so you do know about it. That's a relief. Wouldn't want to think something so important was stolen by some riffraff, right? So, do you know when they'll return it? You'll have to ask HQ about that kind of thing, sorry. I did. I contacted them several times. They said they didn't know anything about it. They said they didn't have it. You don't think they're lying, do you, detective? They wouldn't lie about something like that. Something so precious to this town, would they? I'm sure whoever you talked to was mistaken. Yes, that must be it. I'll keep trying. Enjoy your time in Kamakura, okay? So, there's still more conversation options here, so let's go exhaust all of them. And so, we're looking for Mai Kawana. Oh, you're looking for Mai again, huh? Are you sure that's such a good idea? She was pretty upset about the happenings the last time you were here. I mean, I've barely seen her leave Kamakura since then. Maybe it's best you leave her alone. It's important I talk to her. I suppose she'd be at the shrine that's down the street, like usual. Mai is very important to this town. Please don't upset her too much. We all want everything to go back to normal. Okay then. It's a little early to think about leaving. I need to speak with Mai first. Oh, okay. Why is there even an option to leave Kamakura over there? And not out in this particular screen. But anyway, let's go move forward. There's still the red paint over there. But before we go talk to Mai's grandmother, let's go look for Mai first. If she's in the shrine anyway. And yep, there she is. Well, this takes me back. In front of me was Mai Kawana, still dressed in the outfit of the shrine native. She hadn't seen me approach and stood there frozen and terrified. The same helpless look on her face as when she had a knife to her throat months before. This time it was me she was terrified of. We were the only two people at the shrine, yet I couldn't shake the feeling of being followed. A familiar presence watching from the shadows. Hey, I'm not liking that! What's happening? It's the friggin' mask! What the hell? Kill her, kill her, kill her. I won't choose anything. Don't worry, Mai, I won't kill you. I won't do anything this time. And that mask is creeping me the fuck out. No, I won't do it. Why now? Why her? I don't have to do what you say. I'm not a puppet. I can choose. Okay, we got out of that trance, maybe? You, the detective from before? Why are you just standing there? Okay, I thought the timer would malfunction again, the same with Reina before. But I guess that's not the case. Which is good. Is it over? I'm fine. Sorry to scare you. I'm here to talk to you. See, I've never been good at apologies. I'm sorry for everything I put you through. I've been meaning to talk to you ever since that day. I should have come sooner. You're here to apologize. Now? I didn't hear from anyone in 6 months. The police only talked to me once and then everyone here started avoiding me and acting like it never happened. I guess that makes me the last person you'd want to see now. After that day, I'm sure some police came by and told you that I was only following procedure, but that's bull. Police in this country don't go around shooting people. I didn't feel myself and lost control, putting you at risk. Sounds vague to say I lost control at such a crucial time, I bet. But that's the truth. The truth? It's strange, isn't it? cherry blossoms, I mean. It's silly, but every time someone comes here and says how beautiful they are, I get so mad. It's like they don't understand my feelings at all. But that's selfish, huh? It's not like I want everyone to suffer along with me. I imagine the only other one who understands that is you, Detective. Your name's Ito, right? It's so quiet here. It's hard to imagine something like that day in April really happened in a place so peaceful. But it did. I know that you and your partner were only doing what you could to save me, but I wish I could have helped. I felt so helpless. At least you told me the truth. Thank you. You know, I asked Grandma about the mask the red-headed girl was after and she denied knowing anything. But your grandma knows something about it because she gave that mask to us. But it was a lie. I found one of her old journals at the shrine and she wrote that the mask was important and had to be hidden away. Why would she lie to me? I'm sick of everyone always trying to protect me by covering everything up. Grandma hadn't been the same since that day either. She shuts herself up in that old house and mumbles to herself about darkness and purity. I'm so worried about her. My guts tell me that the mask has something to do with it. I'm sorry. Listen to me rambling away. I bet you don't care about any of that. The truth is, I think you're right about the mask having something to do with all this strangeness. I actually came here to ask you about it. You think so too? Then let me help you. I don't know anything about, but maybe Takashi does. Who's Takashi? Takashi's my bro. Okay. He used to live here in Kamakura with me and Grandma, but he left the first chance he got. We talk on the phone all the time, but he refuses to come back and visit. I get the feeling he knows something I don't. He won't even tell me about how my parents died. Maybe it's related to the dark or to the mask, and this so-called brother is too scared to come back and know something about it. He's an instructor at the Kendo dojo in Asakusa in Tokyo. I hear he's a big shot in the Kendo world. It sounds like he'd be a good place to start. You think he'll speak to me? You can try. He's never been very good at opening up to strangers though. It's worth a shot. Thank you for helping me, Mai. Okay, that was good. And nothing bad happened to Mai and to myself. Anyway, before we start visiting Takashi, maybe we can try talking to the grandma. Let's try one more time. Nope, she won't let us in. Never mind then. Let's not force her, I guess. Oh, so this booth is pretty much the only place to leave Kamakura. But I don't know, if I remember correctly, that wasn't the case. I don't know. Oh yeah, because the first time we went to Kamakura, I assumed that because, you know, that's usually the case in other places. But I didn't even see that in the last time we were in Kamakura because, you know, that was in the past. But anyway, never mind that. Now we're in Asakusa. My investigation up to that point led me to believe that finding Takashi Kawana would be difficult and convoluted, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Turns out his Kendo dojo was well regarded as a popular training spot for a few national champions and several of the city's police officers. The latter made me nervous. The information I was asking for was sensitive and I didn't want word of my investigation finding its way back to HQ. A few misfired questions could end up with officers knocking on my door, or worse, Yukimura himself calling me up. I had to be cautious. Okay, so let's do this and be careful with our investigation. Is this the dojo? Nope, but let's look at it anyway. Traditional tea shop, okay. There's a food stand here, why not? Let's buy something. And it's Haruto. This isn't the cheap stuff you buy at the food stand at the festival, but basing on what I see, it's pretty much a food stand at the festival. Anyway, Who can say no to that sales pitch? Sure, I'll take some. Why do we always eat something in pretty much every other episode? Thank you, miss. Best takoyaki on all the islands. Now, you're making me crave for takoyaki. Professionalism -1, but at least it increased our sanity and decreased our neurosis. So what does neurosis even mean? I mean, if it's in the negative, is it good or not? But I don't know. But at least our sanity is stable for now. Can I try it one more time? I mean, my professionalism only got reduced by 1, so why not? They're amazing. Yup, the struggle is real. You think I don't sit here in the presence of my own creations and not want a little taste? No, of course I do. They're delicious, but the extra time and effort means I don't have as many on hand and have to limit to 1 order per customer. I'm our only customer. Come on, just 1 more taste. Sorry, no can do. There's a reason I set up in a quiet spot like this. Otherwise, I'd sell out in minutes. Why, you don't like that? You don't like selling all of your food? That's weird. But at least we got it. We got some sanity boost from that, so that's great. Anyway, there's a bunch of people here. Tourists likely. Yup, they're speaking English. Hello there, is there something we can help you with? Yup, they definitely look like foreigners. I don't speak English. Wait, Japanese? Your Japanese is perfect. Oh, I'm assuming they're from a military base, American military base here in Japan, I assume. Or maybe they're teachers. As a college, oh yeah, they're teachers. They're teachers. I'm no college professor, but I work in a Japanese software company, so I'd be in a bit of trouble too. Oh, that's interesting. Don't look at me, I just live here. And not in Tokyo, in the suburbs. Wow, I think you guys might speak Japanese better than I do. I mean, sorry. Well, I think that's usually the case, you know? With native speakers, they tend to not to focus on learning their own language or something like that and stuff. And they tend to, you know, when they learn another language besides their native one, they tend to, you know, usually be better than the natives because they learned it, not just adapted it or something like that, if you get what I mean. Yeah, that got me rambling about that a bit because I was a graduate of linguistics, so but anyway, never mind that. Would you prefer to speak in English instead? Yeah, speaking of linguistics, I know I don't sound like I'm a student of linguistics because of how I speak English, but yeah, you know, and it's not in the accent and stuff, and for some reason I'm always running out of vocabulary or something. Yeah, in short, I'm just not good with orally speaking English, okay? Don't judge me. I prefer writing English or something. But anyway, my way of speaking English kind of helps you out and understand me, I hope. So anyway, let's move forward. We come to Asakusa every year and the yukata became part of the tradition after a while. Guess it makes us stand out more than you already do, huh? Don't knock tradition, Tony. Admittedly, my legs are a little cold though. Okay, that was interesting. Well, at least they've assimilated Japanese culture and stuff. Good for them. Anyway, I think this is the dojo. This is the end of the line. Yep. So let's enter. And why does it have to be? Why does every inside place in the interior area in this game seem so gloomy? I'm not liking it at all. Who are you? Detective Ito, a friend of mine. Yup, I'd rather not mention that I'm a detective, especially since I don't have proof that I'm a detective right now. because I don't have my badge. You're a friend of my sister's? Although it reduced my professionalism by one, that's okay. If it's going to get us on the good side of Takashi. You expect me to believe that? A little old, don't you think? Gee, thanks. Seriously? Really, you think I wouldn't recognize you? You're the officer who was at the shrine in April who almost got her killed. And now you're lying about it, pretending to be her friend to no doubt, to get something from me. Don't look so shocked. Your little deception was easy to read, is all. After your idiocy in Kamakura, I heard Mai crying over the phone every night for a month. Don't bother her anymore. Now get out of my dojo, before myself or one of your fellow officers has to throw you out. Come on, man. Why so serious? Now maybe I should have told him my real identity. But anyway, we'll have to go back to Kamakura to talk to Mai about her brother. Well, hopefully, Mai will help us. Presumably, maybe she'll call her brother on the phone and stuff. So, we'll see. Anyway, I'm trying to move as fast as I can inside Kamakura because this is not a good place at all. Your brother? Okay, let's talk about your brother. I think I managed to find your brother. He didn't exactly seem happy to see me. Yup, you found Big Brother alright. He's been protective of me ever since we were little. I know I'm probably overstepping my boundaries, but would you be willing to come talk to him? I don't think he'll tell me anything on my own. You want me to help? You know, seeing you again really got me thinking. I decided that even if everyone's trying to hide it, I can sit here and ignore what's happening. I need to understand why my family has been acting so strangely. Even my own brother is keeping me in the dark. I'm sick of it. I guess they're just trying to protect Mai from the dark. You know, the noun, not the dark. You get what I mean? If I went alone, he'd probably pat me on the head and send me on my way. But if you're there, I'm sure he'll tell me about my parents, the mask, and everything. Are you sure that's what you want? Sometimes not knowing is better, Mai. To be honest, I'm not a believer of ignorance is bliss. I prefer, knowing than being ignorant. But anyway, that's just me. No more stupid little Mai. I'd rather be hurt and know than happy and ignorant. Exactly. That's exactly my exact argument about that stuff. But before we go, let's check on Grandma. These days, if she doesn't know where I am, it can really set her off. That's not a good idea. We're gonna go inside the house again. Thanks, Mai. Let's go, Mai. Are you gonna follow me like some RPG character? Nope. I hope that would be the case, so that we don't seem alone when we're walking around. I said no visitors. Leave me alone. Grandma, it's me. Please open the door. Mai. Oh, Mai, it's you. Please come in. Yes, come in. Yes, let me come in as well. Even though I don't like coming in here. Why is your place so dark? Open some lights or even some candles. Wait, what is she doing here? It's okay, Grandma. She's here to help. Help? Ha! Don't make me laugh. You were supposed to help me, remember? I felt something and you were going to free me from the past. Free you? Are you talking about the mask? Do not discuss that horrid thing here. No matter how far you go, I can still feel it. Like needles in my skin dragging me to it. In my dreams, I can still see that place. Have you seen it too, Detective? A dark place, where those we've lost reside. I'm so old and have wasted so much time, and yet the pain won't go away. My poor Emiko. So who's Emiko? Maybe, Mai's mother? I miss her so much. If only I could have found her. Emiko, you mean Mom? Yup, that's her mom. Find her? What are you talking about? She's gone. Takashi told me she died after I was born. Yes, of course. You shouldn't be asking about such things, Mai. If it weren't for this woman, you'd be safe at the shrine. No, Grandma, you're wrong. I'm not safe while everyone lies to me. I'm going to see Takashi. If you don't tell me the truth, he will. Mai, listen to yourself. You must stop. Opening the door to the past will solve nothing. Ever since you were little, I've done nothing what I could to protect you and your brother. Please don't go down this path. You look so much like her, your mother. Hey, don't go using that mother card. And you, detective, perhaps my granddaughter is too naive to see it, but you can't hide it from me. I know what you've seen, what you think you're able to do, but keep my family out of it. You've suffered enough. You don't know anything about me, and besides, I'm not the one hiding things from my family. There we go. Good one. Tell me, do you know the story of Izanagi and Izanami? Why are we talking about Japanese folklore now? Grandma, this again? I'm sure Ito's not interested in hearing some old myth. Really, we should get going. Stay right there. Though I've told you this story so many times, you don't seem to grasp its importance. I think it would be of use to this woman to hear it. Hey, why do Izanagi and Izanami look like anime characters? Okay. When they descended to our lands, they brought their love and devotion with them to the realms of mortals. Izanagi and Izanami had many children, the deities of nature that inhabit the natural world all around us. For a time, life was peaceful. However, as Izanami gave birth to Kagutsuchi, the kami of fire, she was horribly burnt and suffered mortal wounds. So, if I'm assuming that Izanami gave birth the normal way, yeah, I guess she would be pretty burnt down there if Kagutsuchi was the kami of fire. As she lay dying and faced with her mortality, new kami were born from her suffering, kami that hid away from the light. When Izanami passed away, Izanagi was inconsolable, and in his rage, he struck down the child that killed his love. Okay, so he pretty much killed his own son. He ventured deep underground to Yomi no Kuni, the land of the dead. Half blind and distraught with grief, he wandered in the darkness until he finally heard the voice of his beloved. Though unable to see her face, Izanagi begged Izanami to return with him. Izanami replied that she would try and ask the gods of Yomi no Kuni permission to return to the land of the living. Incapable of restraining his desire to see his love, Izanagi set his comb alight in order to look upon his lost love. Oh, that's creepy. What greeted him was the sight of her decaying, worm-eaten face. In horror, Izanagi attempted to flee Yomi no Kuni. Yeah, you shouldn't be doing that to your wife, despite her being dead. Izanami, enraged, sent dark spirits to pursue him and drag him back to her. Yep. Bad move, Izanagi. After narrowly escaping, Izanagi sealed the entrance to Yomi no Kuni with a great boulder. So you see, it is our mortality that brings suffering into the world. Yet resisting it is a perversion of the natural order. Being mortal means we must accept that we cannot control life and death. Detective, some things cannot be changed, and some doors should never be opened. You must stop. Grandma, you're talking about stories and myths. We're talking about real things. Well, the mask and the dark don't seem to be real. But yeah, we're talking about it. The story may be a myth, but there's truth within it. Can't you see that? The things you pursue, they are natural, unclean. Heed my warning and stop this foolishness. I won't let you involve my family any further. First those bastards take my Emiko, then you show up. Perhaps I'm being punished for my sins. What are your sins anyway? Mai, come here. Come here, my sweet child. You must keep you away from her. No, Grandma. I told you already. I'm going to see Takashi. I'm an adult now. You can't tell me what to do anymore. No, you can't. You can't go. You must protect our family from... outsiders, my. Okay. Typical xenophobic Japanese. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's pretty much the generalization about the Japanese. But anyway, you're reopening old wounds. Leave us alone. Let us heal. Heal? You think I want to heal? Can't you see how much these lies have hurt me already? You're the one wounding me, Grandma, not Ito. You're delusional. You tell us stories about kami and spirits. Takashi might hide things from me too, but at least he makes sense. This time he's going to tell me the truth about everything. About mom and dad too. And I'm pretty sure Takashi's story won't make any sense to you either. Pretty sure it's about the dark. No, stop. I'll tell you how your parents, You can't, can you? You've never told me how they died. The reasons always changed every time I asked. No, Mai, please, you must listen. They might be listening. They're still out there, and they haven't forgiven me. Can't you see? You're old anyway. Nah, just kidding. What are you talking about? You're insane. I'm sorry I spoke to you that way. I'll be back to check on you soon. Don't go, please. Goodbye, Grandma. I'm getting the feeling that's the last goodbye you'll be telling your grandma. And that's not good. So, if what I'm assuming is true, R.I.P. Grandma. I'm sorry, she's gotten much worse since you last saw her. No, it's fine. Why do you think she told us that story? About Izanagi? I don't know. It was kind of creepy, wasn't it? She was talking about it like she really believed it. Come on, let's go see Takashi. Okay, let's go. Let's leave Kamakura. Wait, what's happening? Oh, okay, there we go. Whoa, where do you think you're going? Mai and I are leaving. What of it? Oh, well, you can't. I got a call from Mai's grandmother and she says she's having health issues, so she has to stay. I didn't ask what they were. Wouldn't want to be caught fainting on my shift again. But it must be pretty bad if she called. Mai's an adult. Her grandmother can't keep her here. Let's go. No, you don't understand. You're not going anywhere. Okay. I've got a bad feeling about this. Use violence. What? Is violence my only solution? Maybe not. There's an exit here. So maybe we've got other ways of trying to convince him. Let's try going back here again. Or not. Oh, there's a cat. Why is there a cat? This better work. What did I pick up anyway? A cat? I'm not sure. Maybe we'll use it to lure this guard, Magira. Oh, dead bird. What the hell? Why is there a dead bird here? Oh my god. I told you about how I don't like about the blood, and blood's not really my thing. You see, the germs and whew. Okay, I'm dizzy. I'm a little dizzy. Just going to he fell unconscious. Okay, we didn't have to punch him. That's good. Oh dear, did he just faint? Sure looks like it. Now that I think about it, maybe we had an option other than punching the police in the station. Yeah, maybe I should have tried looking for ways of getting past him. But anyway, that's in the past. I already punched him. Anyway, off we go to Asakusa for Takashi. Now that we've got Mai with us, maybe the takoyaki store will sell us another takoyaki? Okay, never mind then. Maybe Mai would buy it for us and give it to us so we'll get extra sanity. Any bit is more than enough. But anyway, what are you doing here? Did she make you come? It's not like that, Takashi. It was my idea. I asked her to come talk with you, but you sent her away. This woman almost got you killed. You expect me to cooperate with her? Surely if you need to talk to me, you can come yourself. My sister doesn't need to be involved. No, if I came alone, you just evade all my questions like you always do. Besides, there's something I need you to see. Ah! Fucking shit! This fucking mask. Fuck you. Fuck you. So, you do know what it is. I knew you were hiding something from me. That's not true. I wasn't hiding it. It's not something you ever needed to know about. Seriously? You're using the "you didn't ask about it, so why would I tell you about it?" But she wouldn't know to ask about it because she doesn't exactly know about it in the first place. So yeah, fuck people who do that. Besides, why is she carrying it in the first place? Wait, don't change the subject. This isn't about Ito. Mai, I understand that you're upset with me, but we should talk about this another time. Furthermore, that mask has nothing to do with you. You're wrong. Back in April, when Mai was held at knife point by another girl, it was this mask she was after. A mask your family is connected to. Looking for it? I suppose I've been a fool to think I could keep the truth of our family's past away from you. The past? Does this have to do with mom and dad? Yes, and so much more. Here we go, we're gonna know more about the mask. I first saw that mask when I was a child, before you were born. The truth is, it belonged to a cult called the Kamenkai, of which our parents were members. A cult? You're kidding. How'd your parents get mixed up in that? I know how it sounds. I find it hard to believe myself. They were a group led by a guru named Tokimasa, who promised a simpler life away from the hypocrisy and falseness of city life. So, what? The solution is just to go to the countryside. Why join a cult? Our parents both had master's degrees and my mother was on her way to earning her PhD. They chose to give up their lives and their careers to follow some mystic and live on a compound instead. The Kamenkai were one of many such groups back then. I was a child and didn't understand, but thinking about how our parents were deceived and what they put me and Mai through, it's unforgivable. So, does the Kamenkai still exist today? Who knows? The mask was on the compound, but for what purpose or what they believed it could do, I don't know. Do you think there are any members of the Kamenkai left would know? No. You see, there are no surviving members. They died, all of them, including our parents. I'm sorry, I don't remember much about it. One night, Grandma came into the room where we were sleeping, saying we had to go. The compound was in the woods, so it was dark and I could barely see, but she kept charging forward with Mai in her arms and me dragging behind. When we were back in Tokyo several days later, Grandma told me that our parents were dead. She didn't seem sad. It was as if she expected it. The government censored much of what happened, so I was never able to learn how they died. I assume it's like Tanaka's death. They don't know exactly what happened, but maybe her grandma claimed that the dark or maybe the mask did it. But of course, the government or the police won't believe in supernatural stuff, and so since they don't know exactly what happened, they just covered it up. Typical of government stuff. Anyway, me and Grandma didn't speak of it, ignoring it as if my childhood and everything that happened in those woods was all a bad dream. If it wasn't for her, we'd probably be dead with our parents, but ignoring it couldn't erase the anger I felt towards them. I wonder if they even cared what might happen to us. As a high schooler, I spent more time trying to find out about the Kamenkai than I did studying. I thought that if I could understand why my parents so willingly gave up their lives and abandoned us, I'd stop feeling so betrayed. But I was wrong. Nothing I found gave me any peace. Mom and Dad died as part of some cult? I don't believe it. It's true. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I guess that in hiding it from you, I was able to hide away my feelings as well. I think for Grandma it was too painful to talk about. I believe she took possession of the shrine in order to live a simpler life. We had to keep it secret. There's no way we could live a normal life with the stigma of the Kamenkai attached to us. I suppose keeping that secret hurt us both dearly. For me, pursuing Kendo gave me some measure of control over my life again. But Grandma, who made the choice to leave her only daughter behind, she always seemed to carry the guilt of it with her. She started going out at night, babbling about how she was looking for Mom. Maybe, Grandma was looking for her mom, for her child in the dark. When she'd come home, she would have a rotten stink in our clothes. Yup, that seems to be the case. Because every time we enter an area that's related to the dark, for some reason, there's always that stench. Anyway, they found her wandering in the sewers holding nothing but the mask. Oh, so it's the sewers all over again. Maybe that's the location of the dark. Especially since there's a well over there for some reason and a shrine, so that's really weird. I was shocked when they gave it to me. I hadn't seen it for so long and all the unpleasant memories from my past came flooding back. That was when I decided to leave Kamakura. It was the only way I could move on with my life. That doesn't account for how the mask ended up with your grandmother in the first place. I don't know how she got it. Seemingly appeared out of thin air, or maybe someone gave it to her. She never said. I left the mask with her. It always made me uneasy. It had a strange aura about it. Wait, Grandma was looking for Mom? In the sewers? I don't remember any of this. You were in the dorms at your school at the time. Grandma's strange behavior was part of why I insisted on you going to those private schools away from Kamakura. I couldn't drag you into the madness of our past. And yet, Mai came back to Kamakura eventually. Detective, what exactly is it that you're looking for? Surely our family's history isn't of use to you. I assume you've heard about what happened to my partner. This mask was there again when he died. It's more than an ornament. I need to know where it came from. If that's true, then I want to help. Your partner, he seemed like a nice person. No, Mai. You've helped plenty, but I have to do this on my own. Yup, I assume this is going to get dangerous and scary. Ito is right. I apologize for not telling you all this sooner, but you can't be involved in something so dangerous. I already thought I'd lost you that day at the shrine. I wouldn't forgive myself if something happened to you now. Alright, thank you for finally telling me the truth, Takashi. I'll head back for now. I hope you remember that I'm your sister. I may not remember the same things you do, but we're still family. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for your help, Mai. I guess she took this better than I expected, which is nice, you know, having that sort of emotional control. Always gotta be keep your head above ground or something like that. It looks like she's gone. Mai's not here. There's no need to be coy. No doubt taking possession of that mask has taken its toll on you. Even in the brief time I was in contact with it, I felt an immense darkness behind it. I had such strange dreams, and saw things I never would have dreamed up on my own. There was always an unusual air about it that I couldn't stand to be around. Maybe lying to Mai again makes me a hypocrite. All I know is I don't want her getting hurt. But like you said, I don't believe that mask is simply wood and paint, though I doubt anyone else would believe us. No one ever did, except for one man. On this street, there's an old tea shop. Perhaps you saw it on the way in? An old historian named Yasuhisa is there occasionally. He was the only one who ever acknowledged what I said about the mask as truth. If you're looking for information on the mask, he may be the best person to ask. I never pursued the topic with him, but I speak with him occasionally on other topics. His mind is a vault of valuable information. Hopefully he can shed some light on what it really is. I hope so, but please, detective, be careful. Okay, thank you for worrying about me, and That's great that you're not so aggressive with me anymore. Anyway, I think this is the tea shop, so let's enter. And for some reason, it's still gloomy, and there are always, for some reason, I think it's typical in Japanese horror. Whenever you're in an old house or something like that, there's always dust falling down as if there's snow or something. At least that's what I remember from Silent Hill. And is Silent Hill even Japanese? I think so. And Fatal Frame, if you guys know about it. Yeah, I kind of remember those bad memories. Anyway, how can I help you? Are you Yasuhisa? Takashi told me to come speak with you. Oh, and how is Mr. Kawana? Still prickly as ever, I suppose. I've always found him to be wise beyond his years, though perhaps not by choice. I digress. My apologies, it's the quirks that come with old age, you know. What does Mr. Kawana think I can help you with? I'm looking into a few things related to the Kamenkai group his family got mixed up in. Ah, a more difficult answer than you might expect. You see, there are two groups that share that name. Okay, I guess that's pretty normal. A coincidence. The first, as you know, is the religious group formed by the Guru Tokimasa. The second is an ancient order, over 1,000 years old. Okay, here we go with the 1,000 years old ancient order. Why? What's that you're holding? My nightmare. My frigging nightmare. Please, Ito, stop holding it up like that. That's not good for my health. That explains many things, child. The far-off look in your eyes, for one. I imagine you have many questions. Masks are interesting, are they not? They are meant to be a disguise, and yet a mask cannot lie or contort itself to hide the truth. In that sense, it is the mask that is more truthful than the human faces we hide underneath them. I wonder how you came to be in possession of an object with such a dark history. I think it might be related to a missing person, but I don't know anything about it beyond that. That itself is the essence of history. Layers upon layers of personal connections that are continuously peeled back to their root. Relics like the one you hold often take unusual routes to where they end up. Relic, if it's from the Kamenkai cult from the 90s, then I'd hardly call it a relic. Misguided and deceptive as he was, Tokimasa was no fool. In order to gain new followers, he needed to give his cult historical legitimacy. Oh, so he used the Kamenkai of the past in order to build up his cult and build up its historical legitimacy upon it. He collected obscure objects and gave them new meanings that he could control in order to manipulate his followers. The mask was what he chose, along with the name of the group that created it. Okay. Wait, I won't talk for a bit because I'm not sure if the mic is picking this up, but I think an airplane just flew by our place. It's really quite loud, so I'm not sure if the mic is picking it up. But anyway, it's gone now. My room isn't exactly soundproof, so yeah, I'm not sure if when I'm recording, if the cars outside and other noise are being picked up by the mic, but it has a filter, so I hope not. For instance, like why, now that I'm about to say it out loud, it sounds silly. I'm sorry I bothered you. Don't be silly. You wonder, for example, why holding the mask seems to take you to another place? Or perhaps why you can see visions that don't seem real? Why you feel a strong will exerting itself on you? Oh yes, I know all about those things too. How could you know about that? When Tokimasa was in possession of it, he believed it showed him a path to the realm of the gods. He wrote extensively on the subject. Though unlike most, I don't discount such phenomena as the ravings of a madman when the phenomena repeats itself. Do you too look into the inky blackness and see familiar shapes in the shadows? Not shadows. I see and hear people who are supposed to be dead. I find things I couldn't possibly have found otherwise. So I assume this so-called dark is the Yomi no Kuni? The land of the dead? Maybe? Maybe it's similar to, Izanagi and Izanami's case. Tell me, detective. Oh, apologies. Do you mind if I call you that? I don't remember telling you I was a detective. Ha! My mistake. You must forgive me. A slip of the tongue. I believe it was the way you carried yourself. Determined investigators such as yourself have such a sense of purpose in their mannerisms, you see. And you do seem rather determined to get to the bottom of whatever it is you're chasing. Tell me, does me telling you that your experiences are not an illusion provide you any level of comfort? I'm not sure, but I do feel something. Maybe hope? It's like I finally got a foothold on solid ground. Ah yes, knowledge is a light in dark places, is it not? To think a relic of such import would end up with a detective. Do you mind if I ask you something? Which do you believe? Are our lives controlled by fate? Premeasured threads that determine our deeds, our wishes and our ends the minute we come into existence? Or conversely, is our thread subject to the chaos inherent in our universe instead? Does it change according to our deeds and that which happens to us, seemingly by accident? Do you believe it is fate or chance that decides which threads of life are cut short and which are followed? Well, to be honest, I'm more of a I'm not a believer of fate or destiny or anything like that. So it's all subject to RN Jesus. But anyway, control, huh? To be honest, I don't feel like I've had much of that since the mask came to me. You said that the mask was made by the old Kamenkai. Why? Confusing me can't be the purpose it was made for. Ah yes, a more complicated answer than you might have wished for. Indeed, it should come as no surprise that the creation of such a mysterious object is equally enigmatic. Perhaps you could do me a favor. Don't worry, it is in relation to this very topic. An important book has gone missing from my shop. If you could retrieve it for me, I feel it could shine a great deal of light on the subject. What kind of book? A book of the missing variety. Seriously? Hey, stop doing that. Mask bearer, huh? That's me, right? Although you carry it, that does not make you its bearer. All will become clear when the book is returned to me. I assume the current mask bearer would be Reina, since she's looking for it? I don't know. Or maybe because she is looking for it, she's not a mask bearer yet anyway. Sounds easy enough. Where can I start looking? Oh, you needn't go far. The man who has it is right outside this building. In fact, as I said, it's not much of an errand, but I, of course, cannot leave my shop. He's right outside? This won't take long. I'll be right back. And who's this man? The takoyaki vendor? Well, that's what I assume anyway. Anyway, I'll leave this at a cliffhanger for now. We've already made quite the considerable progress, and I don't want you guys getting feeling dull over this long episode. It's already very long, I think. I'm not keeping track of the time. I'm just, playing and being scared. But whatever. But anyway, yeah, let's talk to the takoyaki vendor for the next episode and discover more about this mask and the mask bearer and all that. So yeah, if you like the video, do like it, subscribe, yeah, and leave this. Anyway, comment as usual, and hopefully you subscribe as well. Even I'm messing up my own outro, but yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.